Hey guys, how's it going? I finally sat down and took the time to do this video, but I want to give you guys a ultimate guide how to play Blue Eyes without the Primite cards. So I won my first locals post-ban list Wednesday, and I thought to myself, not everyone wants to get the Primite cards because one, they're quite expensive, and two, some people just want to play it pure or just enjoy the deck at local regional level. And I'll be honest, I don't think you need the Primite cards if your goal is just to have fun with the deck. Obviously, they're really strong cards, and they would definitely help you play in like a YCS level. I think obviously they're getting reprinted in the future, so it's something to keep on the radar. But all things said, I think this is like going to be an ultimate guide how to play a pure Blue Eyes deck. Basically, just 3 structure decks with some staples thrown into them. So I was going to do like a typical card by card deck profile, show you guys what I'm playing, talk about them for a bit, talk about changes. But instead, I'd rather just give you a card for card the deck I played. So if you're just looking for the deck, you can just screenshot it. I don't mind. But if you were to do that, I would appreciate a subscribe or a like. And if you want to learn a bit more about the deck through side patterns, potential engines to take out going second, or cards to take out going second, or if you just want to know how to kind of just play the deck against other matchups, feel free to stick around and yeah, we'll kind of get stuck into it. So what you're seeing here is a spreadsheet to help plan your side decks and your matchups. So this is something that I've done in the past, albeit I don't really play Yu-Gi-Oh at the highest level as much anymore, but something I've done recently in Pokemon and other games that I played like competitively. I've always had a spreadsheet with a deck list. And then I've kind of just like mapped out like plans I want to do into other decks. So this is like really helped. And what I'll do, I'll leave this link in the description. So if you just want to copy this literal template for free, should be in the description. I suggest you just save as a copy, and you've got it on your drive forever. And then you can just make adjustments to it, and just literally just copy and paste this one each time, depending on the format. So yeah, essentially I've just given helping just newer players get into competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Just using like a basic spreadsheet like this will really help you understand your deck, understand the problems, and also understand cards that could potentially be taken out. If you feel like, I don't know, I'm not residing Lightning Storm against certain matchups where I think I would be siding them because I want to play like cards like Draw or Bestials, then is it worth playing Lightning Storm? So you kind of like ask yourself these questions as you're doing little tasks like this. So yeah, I think I'm at the stage of my playing time now. I just want to help other people get better at the game, or just enjoy the game and understand the game, because it's quite a complex game to sort of get stuck in if you're new or if you're returning. So I think the Blue Eyes deck does give it promotes really good gameplay. It's really budget friendly, and it's really good back and forth Yu-Gi-Oh! It doesn't do anything broken. Your boss monster is literally Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which is a very old synchro monster, but it does some cool things, and it has some good effects against other decks. So, albeit, let's just talk about the deck for now. I played like a hand trap, very heavy hand trap list. 2 Blue Eyes in the main, 3 Maiden, 3 Sage, 3 Neo Kaiser. So this guy's literally just full combo, because you can link him off into your link 1, go chain link 1, link 1, chain link 2 Kaiser. He mills the Maiden. Then you obviously add the field spell off this, and then you go field spell, target this, send Blue Eyes, then Spirit Dragon, tag out for the Blue Eyes you just sent, reborn it, that triggers Maiden. Maiden's on the field, send effect from field, because Maiden can trigger from, use the effect from hand or field, send itself to the grave, then you've got True Light on the field. So this guy's just basically another way to get a full combo. And the first effect doesn't really come up, the special self from hand, it doesn't really come up that much, but it can come up as an extender. But yeah, I just thought that the deck can be quite bricky, and this gives 12 direct 1-card starters in the main deck, which is quite nice. Other engine, obviously 3 wishes, and then I'm playing Ultimate Fusion because I just feel like Tyrant is just absolutely insane, because I'm playing 1 skill drain in the main, also post side, Judgments go in, so Tyrant is just a phenomenal card. Clears the body, simplifies the game state, because I feel like in this deck you just want to get to a really simple game state by having a lot of hand traps in your hand, and by just using big monsters to wither your opponent's resources down, And then once you're in simplified game state, if you have a Tyrant or a Blue Eyes, I feel like the game is kind of just in your favor from there. Also, the trap, resetting the trap off Tyrant, the Majesty, is really strong. So yeah, that's kind of it for the engine. Obviously playing the Raw, and I'm playing one Prosperity. I feel like cards are usually banished off Prosperity, a 1 Spirit, SP Liner, especially if I'm going first. And then sometimes all these guys. Depends on what I think I'm playing against, but if I'm going first, I think usually just keeping the ultimate spirit, 2 spirits, 2 link ones, seals, and diffusions. It's probably all you need in hindsight. So that's kind of what I'm looking to banish. Obviously, it does get quite difficult to make difficult choices to banish when you need top deck this card in a grind game. From there, I just think about what I'm using, what I'm trying to win with. So maybe like Tyrant, keep the Tyrants, keep the Spirit. But albeit, you can always banish like one Spirit, 1 Tyrant. Worst comes to worst, push comes to shove. And then the rest of the deck, I think, is pretty standard. Just like more hand traps, skill drain the main because I want a really high win percentage card for when I go first. Also, like I said, the deck's quite fair, and skill drain is a blowout against pretty much everything. So yeah, good card. I even keep it in going second against a lot of matchups too, except for decks that have removal when they go first, and decks that have negates. So yeah. Extra deck I think it's pretty standard. I'm playing the Liner for the Mirror. SP kind of comes up sometimes, but again, I honestly just banish them off Prosp more than summoning them. So, but they're good utility cards to have, and they're somewhat affordable. And then for the side deck, 3 more Bestials to cover matchups where Bestials are really strong against. For example, the Mirror or against Feedsmith decks. Lancia, I think, is just a must-have this format because of Malice. Joel, which I think is a fantastic card, could be an argument to play in the main deck over Nibiru, but I feel like Nibiru is a bit more solid in his deck because when you go first, when your opponent tries to play into your board and you've got cards like Seals, you've got the Majesty Trap card, you're always kind of like removing monster bodies off the field, so it kind of forces them to summon more than 5 times. So I like Nibiru for that regard. And then if they play into Nibiru and commit a lot of resources into it, and you have a True Light in the field as follow-up, and they pass turn, you should win the game, because you can True Light, bring back your Blue Eyes, that brings back the Maiden, and then you maybe get an Ultimate Fusion, or you can even just set Ultimate Fusion in your end phase, and then you can recycle back all your resources, get a Tyrant, beat over the Nibiru token, set back the Trap card, the Majesty. So it's a lot of cool dynamics with this deck if you just play Nibiru. Because draws, sometimes they keep all the cards in the hand, they keep all the resources, then if you don't kill them, then you're kind of back to square one, and you've just committed a lot of resources anyway. So yeah, but I feel like Joel is probably just good to have in the deck. Lightning Storm, Duster, just generic back row hate. It's really good blinding going second if you're really unsure what to side in. Just good cards. Getting rid of back row when you go second is always good. And then 3 Judgment. So I was playing Dragon's Bind for the longest time. I felt that the card wasn't, my win rate with the card wasn't that good, so I thought I'd just play Judgment. Really solid card, to be honest. I don't play it in the Mirror because obviously big bodies in the Mirror. It's quite questionable against Ryziel, but I think Ryziel tends to lean into these like choke point XYZ summons. So if you can Judgment it, and it protects you from board breakers as well. So yeah, big fan of Judgment going first, and that is the deck. So I'll just talk about like side patterns and my sort of approach. So when I won locals, I played against True Draco, Sky Striker, White Forest, and a Primite, Blue Eyes Primite list. So I didn't play any like Malice or Ryziel, but this is kind of like the general concept of what I would be doing with this deck. Against sort of Ryziel going first, I'd be looking to take out 3 Ogres and 3 Impim. I didn't really touch on Ogre, but I think Ogre is actually a really good card this format, just because it trades well with like continuous like spells, traps, really good in the Mirror, can hit the like link climbing bodies for Malice, and decent against Ryziel Geodrive. But for the Feedsmith version of Ryziel, I tend to take it out because I feel like going first, Troll and Judgment are just higher impact. Taking out 3 Imperm because I always expect like back row removal to come in against you. So I don't want to play into that, and I'd rather just have a end on like a spirit with the trap, with hand traps. I think that's usually enough. That's kind of the game plan to everything, to be honest. But I think that's usually enough. But these cards certainly do help in this matchup. And then for going second, so I'm taking out one Kaiser, so one normal summon, and then one call by, because I don't think it's that great. Going second into this board. So instead, I'd rather have 2 Baldrake come in and 3 draw, and I'm taking out 3 Ogre. So that's a clean 5 cards in, 3 cards in. Sorry, 5 cards in, 5 cards out. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this sort of game plan. You can kind of, if you're unsure, like I say always, you can never really go wrong with Lightning Storm, Duster. Maybe with the draw. I think it can conflict with the Bestials, having Lightning Storm and Bestials, but you can always discard the Lightning Storm off the wishes if you're ever in that situation. So personally, I'd rather see the cards than not see them, and then have the option just to discard them off wishes if I don't need them. So I think it's quite a privileged position to be in if you see both. But yeah, also then Malice. Obviously, Lancia has to come in first and second against this matchup. So I'm taking out 3 Imperm, Ogre, and the 3 Bestials, which I don't think the 3 Bestials are that great into Malice. Maybe they are like post Alliance Insight because of the Cybers cards. Obviously, the Mathmech cards are back in the format now, so maybe the Bestials could be good. But for now, this is kind of like post-ban list, pre-Alliance Insight. I'm just putting in 3 Judgment, 3 Draw, 3 Lancia. I think that's pretty clean. And just trying to stop them. And then pairing any of these with your standard non-engine should be enough, theoretically. And then for going second against Malice, I'm taking out what I deem to be the 3 main deck cards that can always come out going second. Like I said, Skill Drain can be kept in if you feel like it's really good in this matchup. But if you're ever unsure, I think this is a really clean 3 cards that can come out, that can free up your main deck for more better non-engine to come in to help in the matchup. 1 Kaiser, 1 Call By, 1 Skill Drain. You're probably thinking, why am I taking out Kaiser? Well, you're drawing an extra card when you go second, so you shouldn't brick as lightly when you go second, so I think you can afford to take out 1. If you're really desperate and you really don't want to lose a matchup, or you really want to see like a lot of non-engine in a certain matchup, you can maybe take out 2 Kaiser and a Prosperity. But yeah, you're slightly susceptible to bricking a little bit more. But if you really want to just full send it, you can take out 2 Kaiser, 1 Prosperity as an option. Going second into certain matchups, so you just want to full send like the non-engine, and then going second, just like 3 Lancia, 3 Troll. I think kind of does the job if you want to pair them with the other hand traps. And then for the Blue Eyes Mirror, we got 3 Draw or Judgment. Kind of depends if they're playing Primite or if they're not playing Primite. I'll be honest, I really like Judgment going first over Draw. I think Draw's kind of hit or miss against Blue Eyes sometimes, especially if they like lead Maiden, or if they just hard open the pieces they need to. I feel like Judgment's like a little bit more cleaner. Like it's just a blanket Omni Negate for anything that kind of comes up for what they're trying to do to you. So I think it's pretty clean. Obviously, you can just Judgment the normal summon if they don't lead with like a evenly matched or a Lightning Storm, which can always be good. And then I'm taking out 2 Skill Drain and 1 Skill Drain, 2 Imperm, because I think Imperm isn't actually that great in a mirror, I'll be honest. But it's nice to have 1 potentially to see. If you see it, you can always reset it off Tyrant. And it's not, if you pair it with something, it's not terrible. It's still decent. But it's just to make room for the better non-engine cards. And then going second, 2 Baldrake in, and then the 3 back row hate. So that's 5 cards coming in. And then we got 5 cards coming out, being 1 Kaiser, 1 Skill Drain, 3 Nibiru. The reason why I'm keeping Nibiru and going first, like I said, that theory I mentioned earlier, you're always kind of removing bodies off the field with the steals, with the trap card, Ghost Ogre. So it kind of forces them to summon more than 5 times if they want to either kill you or set up their own little mini board. So I think it could be good in that regard. So that's all I wanted to really cover today. It's just 3 example matchups, how to play this deck. If you have any questions in the comments, just let me know. I'm more than happy to help you guys get better with the deck. And yeah, I hoped to hear some good feedback off this. Like I said, I'll leave a copy of the spreadsheet in the description, so you can take it away, try and get your head around it, and come back with any feedback or come back with any advice. I'm always happy to share some further feedback and some tips to play this deck and hopefully have a lot more fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think, like I said, Blue Eyes is just a fantastic gateway to new players, returning players, and guys that just want to have fun at locals or regionals without spending 250 quid, $250 or whatever it is on Primite cards. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, like, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.